Hi guys, welcome to my channel KP Financial and Strategy Review. Myself Praween Kumar. In today's video, we'll discuss about corporate governance, and I will explain what do you mean by this and why it is required and why the concept of corporate governance became so prominent in the present times. We'll discuss in short summary. Coming to point, the diagram is self-explanatory, which shows how the company is operated and how an entity is directed and how a company is controlled. Here I would like to decode the definition of operated, directed and controlled. This is very important. We'll discuss in short summary by decoding these definitions. So if you see the company, there is a shareholder. There are three levels prima facie. Number one is shareholders. They are nothing but investors who make investment in the company. That can be an individual or can be corporate entity or etc. That can be a domestic or foreign etc. And in turn, the shareholders, investors, they will appoint BOD, board of directors. In turn, this board and board of directors will appoint top level management, and in turn, this top level management will appoint middle level management like managers etc. And why all this is required? Why? Because shareholders of the company or investors, they are nothing but, even though they are making investment in the company, they will not take a participation or active participation in the day-to-day operations of the company. So who will take and who will participate day-to-day operations of the company? Prima facie the directors and as well as management. So a prima facie managed board and directors will focus on the strategic activities and strategic operations and strategic plans. They will prepare strategies, top level strategies, and they will ensure that the entity strategy, vision, mission, goals, objectives are achieved or not. All these kind of the success of an organization to take forward, everything will be taken by board and directors. In turn, they will appoint a management, and the manager has to, this management has to take care of day-to-day operations of the company. That includes both financial operation as well as non-financial general regular business operations also. Here the question is, since investors is not into the day-to-day operations of the company, whatever the decisions and the directions taken by the board and as well as management, are they acting in the best interest of the shareholders or not? That's a debatable point. Why? Because as long as the board and the management is acting in the best interest of the shareholders, and whatever the decision they are taking to protect the interest of the shareholders, then no problem. What is the issue if they are not taking the best interest of the shareholders? If they are prima facie focusing on their board is working on behalf of management and management is working on behalf of board, and board is taking care of management and management is taking care of board and vice versa etc. If there is a self-interest is there or conflicts of interest is there or etc. is there, in such cases, who will be the ultimate losses? Board will get their salaries and remuneration packages etc. and management also will get the salaries, packages, bonuses etc. And the ultimately who is responsible, whose money is invested, whose money is lost? Shareholders prima facie. So what corporate governance theory says, that is, board, directors and management, each and everyone, not only these two, everyone in the company has to work to protect the interest of the shareholders. They have to take decisions, and those they have to take care of actions and decisions that should protect the interest of the shareholder. This is what the prima facie corporate governance is. Why? Because if you see the way back in a lot of corporate failure cases like Satyam case, Enron case, or Worldcom cases etc., many cases, one of the main reason for the corporate failure is lack of corporate governance, and there is no corporate governance. Okay, what will happen if there is strong corporate governance? Number one, accountability. Number two, transparency. Number three, responsibility. And number four, professional due care. And number four, professional behavior, professional ethics is achieved. This is what the concept of corporate governance is. What it says, that is prima facie, board and management, they are responsible for the actions and decisions they have taken. Number one, and number two, they are answerable. To whom they are answerable? They are answerable to the shareholders. Not only to the shareholders, they are also answerable to the all other stakeholders also. Who are all the stakeholders? Employees, management, suppliers, customers, bankers, outside community, and as well as government regulating bodies. They are answerable for all this. They are accountable for all this. Why? Because whatever the actions, whatever the decisions taken by the board, whatever the actions and the operations taken by the management, both are ensuring they are responsible and they are accountable. Ensure there is accountability, responsibility and transparency, and they have ensured there is a professional due care and due diligence is done before they are taking any decision. This is what the corporate governance is. And here you need to understand the concept of business judgment rule. What is this business judgment rule says, that is, what if whatever the decisions and the actions taken by the board or management they are taken prima facie to protect the interest of the shareholders only. But even then, despite that, there's a loss has happened. In such a cases, who will be held liable? Whether shareholders will make directors and management liable for this to pay back for them to recover the and sue for damages and the losses happened. They can do this means they can do this. But what judgment business judgment rule says that is, as long as the directors and management they're acting in the best interest to protect the interest of the shareholders, number one, and number two, there's a loyalty and the professional due care is maintained, and there is a professional due diligence is done, and they acted within the scope of level of authority to protect the interest of the shareholders in the company. As long as this is done, then they are not liable even for the losses incurred. Also, the board and management is not liable. Otherwise, the board and management, either collectively or individually or collectively or group as a whole, also they can be held liable subject to the legal framework applicable in the respective company and the respective state and the respective country where it operates. This is the concept. Even if you go to the share auditors also, whatever the loss has happened in the company, even after audited financial statements is done, and those people who has taken actions and decisions based on the audited financial statements, if they suffered a losses, whether the auditor will be sued or will be liable means there are case to case basis. Prima facie, if they prove that there is a gross negligence on part of the auditors, then in such cases yes, they can sue. But proving that auditors are negligible, that's a debatable point and subject to the legal framework that we will discuss in detail coming forward. I hope you like this video, understood the concept of corporate governance. Stay tuned. I'll be posting series of videos very shortly.